let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin color or because you're a black woman.
Hey, yo, Piers Morgan just cooked the shit out of Joy Reid. Like, he literally tossed her on the grill, closed the lid, and just cooked the shit out of her. Now Joy Reid is trying to get out from under this horrible interview by going on her podcast to blast him before the interview drops.
Is that what your show has come to, Piers? Churning up old news in an effort to make yourself relevant? Apparently, Piers just cannot bring himself to break from his old apprentice pal, Donald, even now, in the Epstein times. So he decided to pivot to a familiar right-wing target, me. The interview, which drops tomorrow, was a cheap, sleazy, very Piers Morgan pivot to take the heat off of the right and Trump and put it right where the right needs it to be, on the black lady. Because here is the thing about Piers. For someone who claims to not care at all about race, he spends a lot of time talking about black people, black presidents, black ex-cable hosts, black princesses. He seems obsessed, which is how Piers got himself fired from his job on Good Morning Britain over his relentless, endless, obsessive hatred of Meghan Markle, who for some reason terribly triggers Piers, who allegedly had a 2016 luncheon with her after they developed a friendship online, but then she ghosted him around the time that she started dating Prince Harry. And now he seems to hate that she's a princess, and not a quiet one, but rather one who talks openly about the racism that she has faced since becoming a royal. So Piers, I did not get fired from MSNBC over ratings, but I would sure rather it be that than being separated from my show after a massive petition and viewers looked at me as a racist creep.
Okay, so now let's quickly get into the interview because Piers Morgan exposes the race-hustling Joy Reid.
Let's move on to, I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC. Let's watch this.
My show had value and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And whether it's talking about any of these issues and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years. You know, a lot of people at NBC were briefing that the reason was declining ratings post the election, a 47% decrease in your election, in ratings from pre-election. But you told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show that the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, you know, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, you know, when I say things. Maybe because I am a global South person myself, you know, I mean, as a black person, we have a different empathy toward other global South people when they are suffering. And so we're going to come at that story from a different angle and in a different way and with different kinds of empathies. And I think that's not always received very well in the news business.
Now, Joy, I mean, look, let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin color or because you're a black woman.
Exactly. Sorry to pause here for a second, but notice how Joy Reid wants her audience to believe that the reason her show no longer exists is because she's a black lady. It's all due to racism. But look at the 3 people that replaced her. 2 black people, along with 1 Latina. But yet, she still wants to cry that this is all because she's a black lady. It's all because of racism. You tell me.
I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV. That's why you got let go. Why play the race card?
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me, Piers, that I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more
It's almost
conversations
in your
tenure
I'm having a
at
conversation with Mark Lamont
MSNBC
Hill that
than
you're
any
clipping bits
host
of.
in
All right,
history.
all right, Mark.
Come
all right,
on.
Piers. And the bottom line is you take an entire conversation that I had with Mark Lamont Hill and pick the bits that you can racialize because this is your shtick. And I get that this is your shtick.
You racialize everything, Joy. Come on.
I get it. I understand this is your shtick, Piers. And listen, game recognize the game. I get this is
It's
your
not
game.
my shtick.
And the bottom line,
It was your
it
shtick.
is your shtick, and everyone knows
your
that it
shtick.
is. Piers, we
And people
understand
got bored
what
with
it is.
it.
And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president, why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation about the former president of the United States. But you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find it
You
hilarious
cannot
because
see
you're the
your
one.
own-
You're
Well,
the one
you
who
and
said
your
you're
friend
the one who
Donald
said Donald
You
Trump.
and your friend Donald
You
Trump.
said Donald
you and
Trump
your
is a
friend
white
Donald Trump
fascist.
Are so he is a well. I agree
And
with
yet
Mark
when Obama
Milley,
did the
who
same
was,
thing,
last time I checked, is
I'm not allowed
black.
to mention his skin
I agree
color.
with his former chief of staff, who last I checked was not black and said he's fascist. And Mark Milley said he's fascist to the core. So
Okay.
I happen to agree, and I know this is what it's important to you, with two very white gentlemen about Donald Trump's fascist tendencies.
Okay.
If that makes you sad and uncomfortable, I can't help you, Piers.
No, it doesn't
There's
make me
nothing
sad
I
and
can do about
uncomfortable.
it.
I think it makes you a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's different.
Okay, so Piers Morgan was slicing and dicing Joy Reid on TV. She's been claiming that her firing from MSNBC was all due to racism, but Piers didn't hold back. He exposed the truth, that her show simply sucked, that no one was watching. Her show went from 1.4 million viewers leading up to the election to just 759,000 by December 2024. That's a 47% drop. As a conservative who values straight talk, it's hard to watch Joy Reid play the race card when the numbers simply tell a different story. Her replacement, Simone Sanders Townsend, Michael Steele, and Alicia Menendez, all minorities, further dismantles her narrative, showing this was more about performance and not pigmentation. It's simply delusional to ignore the data and lean on victimhood when the market spoke loud and clear. Now let's talk about Joy Reid's track record with her old program, The Readout. This wasn't her first rodeo with divisive rhetoric, as she's built a career off of race baiting, calling Senator Tim Scott a patina of diversity and Representative Byron Donalds the black guys Republicans love to roll out for back in 2021. She even labeled Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas Uncle Clarence for his conservative views, consistently targeting black Republicans to stoke racial tension. Piers Morgan called her out for racializing more conversations than any other MSNBC host, and the clips don't lie. Her show thrived on outrage, not insight, which likely wore out viewers post-2024 election. As someone who appreciates merit over identity politics, it's frustrating to see Joy Reid dodge accountability, blaming racism instead of owning her show's decline.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on,
me.
hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just
I don't,
given me
because it's not the
you've
issue.
just given. Hang on,
You're
hang
trying
on,
to
hang
make
on.
the issue the
Hang
southern
on,
border.
Joy. You've
The
just given
point
me
is,
Joy.
Donald, no,
Joy.
no. The point is,
Joy.
Barack
You've just given me
Obama
Joy.
was not dragging
Joy.
women.
Joy.
And
Let me finish. You've just
nursing
Joy.
babies apart
Joy.
and
Joy.
taking.
Joy. You've just
I
given
don't
me.
know.
You've just,
I'm sure going to
Joy,
tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but
a
it's not my main
Joy.
issue.
You've
My
just,
main
Joy.
issue is that what
Joy.
we're seeing.
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've
Please.
just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me. I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point
What's
being,
the point?
are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were
themselves that are
brown.
shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer
in
your
fact,
question?
the majority
Hold on.
were brown.
Oh yeah, the so-called deporter-in-chief, Barack Obama. Joy Reid's been all over Trump over his immigration stance, but the moment Piers drops the truth bomb about the Obama administration kicking out more than 3 million legal migrants, she's nowhere to be found. She doesn't say a single thing. This is an example of cognitive dissonance, or she's just lying to her viewers about being outraged by Trump's deportation of legal migrants because she never had an issue during the Obama administration. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I'll see you next time.